Good morning, good Monday morning, everybody. What up? Good morning, Grenada, Caracou, PG, Martinique. It's a fantastic Monday morning here in the Isle of Spice. Hope everybody had a restful, peaceful, productive weekend and we're ready to get the week started off and running. I know it's Monday. It's a day to start it fresh, the day to start the week fresh. Hopefully you're going to have another great week. It's going to be productive for you and you get to do all that you want to do this week. So let's pray and hope that, this is officially the second week of March. That is going to be a good one for you, your family, your loved ones, your friends. I wish you guys nothing but the best this week. It's Monday, the 9th of March, 2020. Let's get it started. Good morning to the folks joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page. Those of you on the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, GBN Television channel 7, 11, and 20. And of course, the folks who are always with me, the loyal listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. Hopefully everybody's having a good day, had a good weekend. I'm happy to be in the land of the living, so should you. And hopefully I'm going to get it off and running to a nice start this morning, yeah? Good morning to the folks up the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica, Barbados, Jamaica, Anguilla, Aruba, the Bahamas. Who am I missing? Did I say Barbados? Caracou and PG Martinique. Good morning to the sister islands. Let's see, who else am I missing? I should big up Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Guyana, Venezuela. Yes, I'm going up, man. Don't worry. Eventually I'll get everybody. Yes, that's the plan. Good morning to all our international friends, the US, Canada, Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, Austria, United Kingdom, China, North and South Korea, Botswana, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. Who else am I missing? Hold on, I'm coming through with one, Bahrain. Hold on, I'm coming back with the next one. Brazil, did I say Brazil? Germany, Cambodia. Who am I missing? Chile. You see, eventually they add a new one every day. I started with a new country. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss D. Morning, Levi. Hope you both having a good morning this morning. My family here at the GBN. Good morning, everybody. Let's get it started. As usual, you guys know how it's done here. We start with the word of the day, give you a little education, increase your vocabulary, or refresh your memory of a word that you probably haven't used in a long time. That's the aim. And this morning's word of the day is cavil. Cavil. C-A-V-I-L. Cavil. It's a verb which means to raise irritating and trivial objections, to find fault with unnecessarily. Cavil. To raise irritating and trivial objections. I know a lot of people who do that. Like I said, it's a verb. The word to raise irritating and trivial objections ultimately comes from the Latin verb which means to jeer, cough, quibble, a derivative of a noun which also means jesting or banter. The trick comes from the Latin root cal, and cavia comes from an earlier unrecorded word. It entered the English in the 16th century. So the word of the day this morning, cavil. Cavil, C-A-V-I-L. An example of the use of the word: no, I'm not the type to cavil at the outrageous fortune of others as long as they come by it legally. Another example of the use of the word: has it become a custom for the brothers and sisters to carp and cavil at one another? That's the word of the day. Another example: he finds something to cavil at in everything I say. C-A-V-I-L, a verb which means to raise irritating and trivial objections, find fault with unnecessarily. The word of the day this morning, to cavil. Yes, I'll definitely use it because I can think of a lot of people who cavil. All right, let's see what is the thought for today. And the thought for today: get rid of clutter and you may just find that it was blocking the door you've been looking for. Get rid of clutter and you may just find that it was blocking the door you've been looking for. Clean out your closet and your life and cleanse the negativity. Now that's what it means. Just clean out the negativity, clean out the things that are blocking space. Hold on, wait, let me rephrase. Clean out the things and people who are blocking space. Some people are just there in your life to clog up the system. They're enemies of progress, like my good friend Delroy says. Just clean them out, and you just might see the opportunity you've been looking and hoping and praying for a long time. So clean them out, clean out your life, clean out your closet. It could be just your computer. Clean out some pictures on your phone. Clean out your computer desktop. Clean out your desk where you work. Clean out the kitchen table that is full of all kind of knickknacks. Just clean out negativity. Clean out the things that have no purpose, no positive purpose. And you just might see the door you've been looking for. Clean them out, including the people, boys, girls, man, woman, maybe child. Just clean out all man-jack. Get rid of the clutter and you may just find that it was blocking the door you've been looking for. Remember that today. All right, let's see what's celebrated today. A few things celebrated today. It is Commonwealth Day. Today is the 9th of March. Yes, it is Commonwealth Day today, which will be celebrated all over the Commonwealth in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, the Americas, Pacific, and Europe. And it would be centered around the theme, Delivering a Common Future, highlighting the 54 member countries in the Commonwealth who are innovating, connecting, and transforming to help achieve some of its biggest goals, like protecting natural resources and boosting trade. So today it is Commonwealth Day 2020. Today it is Napping Day. Napping, N-A-P-P-I-N-G, Napping Day. It is actually scientifically proven to be better for you than coffee or energy drinks. So now you can feel less guilty about enjoying this not so guilty pleasure. You can feel like you caught up on some sleep by celebrating the day in style. Napping Day. Inside. Miss Campbell, if you see me sleeping on my desk, I'm just commemorating Napping Day, okay? Yes, we have to embrace all these celebrations in what way we can. Napping Day, blossom inside. Today it is also Crab Meat Day. And I'm pointing out this one because I know we have a lot of crab meat eaters in Grenada. And my mind runs on curry crab and dumpling, crab and callaloo, crab in the oil dung, crab back. We just deep inside the crab. So today it is Crab Meat Day. So anyway, you can get a little crab to eat today. Feel free to commemorate the day. I know a lot of people ate crab over the weekend. That was in advance for today, which is Crab Meat Day. Let me see what else is celebrated today. Today is Barbie Day, as in the doll, National Barbie Day. Today it is Meatball Day and Get Over It Day. Get Over It Day. Get Over It Day. Each year on the 9th of March, people across the world observe Get Over It Day. Just as it implies, the day is to do exactly that. Get over it. So today is Get Over It Day. Whatever it is that's stressing you and bothering you, let it go. Get over it. Let's see what wanted to send some congratulations to our Grenadian cricketers. They were instrumental in the Windward Island Volcanoes victory over the Jamaican Scorpions over the weekend. It ended yesterday. And one of the noted achievements comes from our very own Devon Smith, who became the first batsman to cross the mark of 11,000 career runs in the West Indies Cricket Championships. So Devon, big up your whole self this morning. Hope you had a good weekend and you continue to fly the Grenadian flag and do well at the crease. So pick up yourself. A number of our cricketers as well, they were wicket takers. Andre Fletcher also helped the team with the victory yesterday. I'll give you more details in the sports segment of the morning edition of news coming up very shortly. So kudos to the guys. There were 7 of them on the Windward's team, and they all played their part in getting this victory. And finally, International Women's Day yesterday. I just wanted to send some hugs and kisses to my dear friend Bernadette. She was featured on as one of the women, or should I say the first camera woman in Grenada. And she was featured in a series put on by another media entity. So big up your whole self, Bernadette, my whole wife-in-law. Don't ask. Big up your whole self. I'll give you hugs and kisses when I see you this morning. And once again, happy International Women's Day to the ladies across the entire state of Grenada, across the Caribbean, internationally. Big up all your whole fantastic and strong selves. All right, let's get ready for this morning's Fast Facts. And then we are going to get into the morning edition of News on Radio and a highlight of the week in review. This is Good Morning Grenada on Classic and the GBN. Keep it locked, everybody. know where the smallest bones in the human body are found? We'll tell you where in Fast Facts next. Bones come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. One is a teeny tiny bone found in your ear. It's called the stapes and is smaller than a pea. At 3 millimeters by 2.5 millimeters, the stapes in the middle ear is the smallest named bone in the human body. Shaped like a stirrup, this bone is one of 3 in the middle ear. The other 2 ossicles are the malleus, the hammer, and the incus, also known as the anvil. These bones are found in the middle ear, and their job is to move sound waves that come from the outer ear to the inner ear. They also help make sounds quieter before they reach the inner ear. Together, these bones are called ossicles, which literally means little bones. Since they are in your middle ear, they're not the sort of bone you're likely to break. Although they are small, they're vital in helping us to hear, and by hearing, we can make sense of the world around us. The smallest muscle in the human body, the stapedius, is also found in the ear. The smallest organ is the pineal gland near the center of the brain, and the smallest blood vessel is the capillaries, which connect veins and arteries. And that's Fast Facts.
Good evening and welcome to the Week in Review for the week ending March 6th. I'm Beverly Tellisford. Government has taken some policy decisions towards COVID-19. In a national address on Tuesday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell outlined government's strategy in response. Details in this report.
The government, through its Ministry of Health, has implemented measures at all ports of entry and other areas in preparation for any possible outbreak of the coronavirus in Grenada. During Tuesday night's address, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell spoke of investment in the procurement of additional medical and other supplies to further equip the hospitals and community health centers and outfit the treatment centers that are being established. Schools are also being provided with significant supplies, the PM says, such as thermometers to help identify symptoms of the virus. Training of medical practitioners, other frontline staff, and at-risk groups, including hotel workers and educators, are also ongoing, he says. The Prime Minister added that to further strengthen his efforts, a number of policy decisions have been reached.
A COVID-19 coordinator in the person of Dr. George Mitchell has been appointed to manage the activities of all stakeholders as they relate to the disease. The sanitary authority has been activated under the acting chief medical officer and is responsible for directing and mandating all technically related activities relevant to COVID-19. The Ministry of Health and the Ministry of National Security are further strengthening our border control efforts, ensuring that all measures related to post-health, surveillance, screening, and other necessary procedures are continued.
Prime Minister Mitchell says supplies of personal protective equipment, PPE, are being purchased to ensure frontline workers are properly protected and their levels of exposure is minimal. Thousands of masks, some of which are being distributed to Grenadian students in China, are en route to Grenada. The Ministry of Education will work in collaboration with the Ministry of Health to ensure that teachers and students are equipped with basic information about preventing the spread of the virus by practicing proper cough, sneeze, and hand washing techniques. Similar exercises will be conducted with private and public sectors. The Prime Minister said the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and CARICOM have both pledged their support.
Additionally, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECC, has indeed indicated that it is prepared to procure equipment on behalf of the member states as part of its contribution to the fight against the virus. CARICOM also has agreed in collaboration with the cruise ship industry to a set of minimum protocols for cruise ships.
The Prime Minister says the response to COVID-19 calls for a unified effort. Christelina John, GBN News.
With the coronavirus now spread to over 62 countries, the World Bank Group is making available an initial package of up to $12 billion in immediate support to assist countries coping with the health and economic impacts of the global outbreak. Here at home, government has allocated $2 million to the possible impacts of the COVID-19.
Need for you, the people, to be fully engaged in this fight against this virus. Intense discussions have been taking place among relevant stakeholders, and government has now made available an additional $2 million to bolster our COVID-19 preparedness actions. We will not spare any effort in ensuring that all necessary measures are in place to protect our country, and therefore we stand prepared to increase that figure if it becomes necessary as the situation unfolds.
The latest reported number of cases worldwide nears 100,000. The first reported case in the region was in the Dominican Republic. The reality of the situation, according to Dr. Mitchell, is no longer if COVID-19 will reach our shores. It is more likely simply a matter of time before it reaches.
Government's measures must therefore be complemented by individual actions to follow the advice of the health experts as it relates to proper cough, sneeze, and hand washing practices. Accepting individual responsibility in this scenario might also require some temporary adjustments of our cultural norms and religious practices so that we do not enable the spread of the virus.
This week, the Caribbean was placed on a high alert by the WHO, PAHO and CARPHA as it relates to the risk of the virus spreading throughout the Caribbean. With this in mind, GBN combed the streets of St. George this week to get the views of Grenadians on the coronavirus and Grenada's preparedness for it.
Attorney at law Anselm Clouden is of the view that as a tourist destination, not enough is done in Grenada's context to guard against the coronavirus should it reach the state. With the first case of the virus in the region recorded in the Dominican Republic, Clouden believes Grenada does not have the necessary resources to deal with the virus.
My respectful view that Grenada has not been doing enough to, as it were, address the possibility of an outbreak of the coronavirus here in Grenada. Calling on the government to come forthright with the people of Grenada. They must advise us as to the ability to quarantine persons who have come in from capitals where the virus is raging. We must have the ability to test and quarantine. We do not have the proper hospital facility for hospitalization. We do not have the appropriate beds and facility, if quarantine, to contain the movement of these people.
In a recent post-cabinet meeting, Minister for Health Nicholas Steele said Grenada is prepared and a number of measures are in place to deal with the infected cases. However, Clouden says during CARICOM heads of government meeting on the weekend, World Health Organization and PAHO representative announced that Grenada was not on the list of countries that are prepared to deal with a possible outbreak.
Grenada was not identified as one of the countries listed as being prepared to deal with a possible outbreak of the virus here. Comments with respect to this by PAHO representatives and the World Health Organization representative. Therefore, there seemed to be a cloud of secrecy as to exactly what CARICOM proposes to do in order to test visitors who come in?
Clouden is suggesting that as a precautionary measure against COVID-19, the arrival of cruise ships should be put on hold until the situation is under control.
We have the capacity on our port when a tourist ship comes in the event that a particular tourist feels ill, reports that feeling, do we have the capacity to test him and test 2,000 passengers on the ship to determine whether any of them have contracted the virus and therefore must be quarantined? We have the testing capacity, we have the quarantining capacity. We can't use the idea of they could be quarantined on the ship. They have to be quarantined on the land. And you have 2,000 tourists. Where Grenada get in that facility? So don't you think it's better to close it down for a while until this thing abates, rather than put the country in jeopardy?
Christina John, GBN News.
I'm back. Many churches across the world are strongly advising their congregation to exercise extreme caution while attending Mass or service to avoid the spread of the coronavirus. Here at home, the Catholic churches are adopting similar practices or guidelines. Christina John has been speaking with Catholic Bishop Clyde Harvey.
Catholic-dominated countries such as Italy and others where the virus is present have adopted stringent measures that its citizens are guided by. One of those is that of no handshaking and embracing each other during the sign of peace at Mass. On Thursday, GBN engaged Catholic Bishop Clyde Harvey to find out what, if any, adjustments have been made to the regular religious practices among the congregation. Bishop Harvey says what Grenadians should be concerned about at this time is keeping the virus out because of its devastating consequences.
So we have moved step back from certain things. I mean, handshaking and so on. We are now saying at the sign of peace, a simple bow will be enough, or hands clasped in what they call the namaste style. So you avoid the handshaking and the hugging and so on in church. And we have to be careful that people exercise. You see, I think it comes back to basic hygiene and common sense. And that if you know you are ill, and it doesn't mean you have the virus, the COVID-19 virus, but you just have the flu. I think what this is doing is it's calling us back to a deeper sensitivity to one another. So we try to sanitize our hands, especially if we're doing something like distributing communion and so on, and look out for one another.
According to Bishop Harvey, at this time, the three basic acts of Christian charity should be more evident, especially now that we're in the season of Lent.
Three things which the church asks us to do during Lent: to pray, to fast, and to give alms, and that is to do basic acts of Christian charity. And I think the virus, in the context of the virus, those three things become even more important. That you serious prayer about the virus, and not only saying God help us, but also God give us the sensitivity to know exactly what to do in any situation that we're in, so that we do not facilitate the virus in any way, I think.
Christian charity, he says, dispels the spread of fake news, but rather help each other through their challenges. Christina John, GBN News.
On Thursday, hundreds traveled to the Grenada Trade Center for the ecumenical service of Sir Royston Hopkins, KCMG. Details in this report.
An almost 5-hour-long service as family, friends and well-wishers gathered to remember and at the same time bid their final farewell to Sir Royston Oliver Hopkins, KCMG. The tributes came pouring out from many who knew him, some describing him as a nobleman, an icon, stalwart, friend and mentor, just to name a few. Remembering her father as a very supportive dad throughout all aspects of her life's journey was daughter Janelle Hopkins. She remembers him being at the hospital on the day she gave birth to her son, whom she named Royston after her father. His legacy, she says, will live on.
The day that my son was born, obviously a very special day for me, but what really stands out in my mind is being rolled from recovery into my room and seeing my father bounding up to me with pure pride and joy and excitement. as if he won a race, and he said, "Well done, baby." And then he picked up the actual baby. And to be honest, he never put him back down. He bonded with him like I've never seen. I met and we all saw the most nurturing, loving man, you know, he has always been, but we saw a side to him that in the background, I kept hearing my mom say, "He never did that with you. What on earth is going on?" He changed diapers, he did bottle feeds, he did bath time, he babysat for me, he allowed me to have coffee. We would go to Miami and he would fight me to roll the stroller. And you know, if you know Dad, you would hear him say, "When you have your baby, you're on your own, you do your own thing." He will forever live in our hearts, and his legacy will be continued with us, the family, and most importantly, the Spice family.
Friend of Sir Royston, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, calls the values for which Sir Royston stood by and advice he gave through his political career.
He was a man of class, with an instinctive desire and vision for excellence. Mediocrity held no place in Royston's world. He paid a price for his support, but he never let that stop him because he was confident in the truth of his life's work and commitment. Royston stood on principle.
Fellow hotelier and owner of the Calabash Hotel, Mr. Leo Garbett, remembers Sir Royston playing a significant role in the success of his business simply by following the path he has led in the hotel industry.
Us in Grenada have suffered a great loss with Royston's passing. He was a giant amongst us and brought Grenada incredible credibility wherever he went, particularly when he was talking about tourism, which he excelled at. Lots of people here have attested to the fact that Royston always strived for excellence, and that's something that we in Grenada should always strive for.
Among dignitaries present were Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Chasney, Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade, Acting Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, religious leaders, fellow hoteliers, among others. Chrislina John, GBN News.
In more news, the designers chosen for the final round of the Grenada National Wear Competition were endowed with funds to assist them as they complete their outfits for the judges. The Grenada Celebration Committee, in collaboration with the Grenada Cultural Foundation, handed over checks to the 5 finalists at a special ceremony at the conference room of the Ministry of Works. Rena Pear has more.
Jamela Douglas, Talisha Alexander, Jarrell Sampson, Mary Joseph, Fennell Kofi, and Tamara Prosper were each handed a check of $1,000 to help in the manufacturing of their designs. The 5 designs were chosen to be in the final round of the Grenada National Wear Competition to be held in the coming months. Shama Wells, CEO of the Grenada Cultural Foundation, says the designers will have to return the funds if they fail to produce the designs.
They have been given 2 months, which will take them to the 4th of May to produce the garments. As of the month of April, we will be positioning the designs throughout the parishes so that the public can vote in on which one they would like to see as a final one, because it is important that the public has a buy-in on what they're going to wear as the national wear. So in each parish, we will be putting up posters, also including Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Wells stated that the finished designs will be showcased in a fashion show for judging.
Following that, the decision as to the final wear will be exposed in a planned fashion show at the end of May. The judges will deliberate, the panel of judges will deliberate on the wear, the garments, the 2nd week in May, and the fashion show should take place thereafter. And at that particular show, the decision will be announced as to what will be Grenada's national wear going forward.
The CEO explains the importance of a national wear.
national wear. The national wear is extremely important. So we have the Olympics coming up. We have swimming competition. We have beauty competition out there. All these things are taking place. You have Dubai coming up in 2021. And Grenada will showcase its national wear in most, if not all of these events. So
for GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Welcome back to the Week in Review. It has been over 3 months since fire ravaged the homes of 2 families in Salisbury Road, St. Andrew. One of the fire victims, Julia George, is yet to receive any support in the reconstruction of a new home for her family. Akeisha Felix has more.
On November 25th, Salisbury Road residents went into shock as 2 wooden houses were destroyed by fire, while 3 others were affected. 1 week after the tragedy, the families were temporarily relocated with the hopes of having newly constructed homes. However, 3 months later, Julia George, better known as Penny, said no progress in the reconstruction of her home has been made to date. She's urging the MP for the area.
Well, we ain't getting no help as yet. All what you're hearing is they say, and I'm fed up. My family is stranded. We have no place to go because right about now my mom there by a stranger for 6 weeks, and 6 weeks is just now. But I find that too long because 3 months already. And my family just in distress,
Emlyn Pear and officials from the Ministry of Social Development and Housing to assist in providing some form of support to her family as they are in dire need.
According on the Ministry of Housing, according on Miss Emlyn Pear, according on the government, according on everybody who know about housing or whatsoever to do something for my family. Because right about now, my family is stranded and every day, night and day are crying. Just now I might even have tears.
GBN was directed to the Ministry of Social Development, who said efforts are being made to assist the family with a home. During last November's house fires, Penny and her family lost all their belongings and had to relocate several times. She expressed gratitude to the members of the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall in Telescope St. Andrew for providing her with this temporary accommodation. Attempts to contact the MP for the area for an update on this latest development proved futile. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
Working towards raising $500,000 by 2021, the Grenada Cooperative Bank launched its 12th annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk. The launch took place on Wednesday at the bank's Church Street branch. Chrislina John has the details.
The annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk dates back to 2008. Since then, the initiative has generated funds and interest among corporate businesses, some of which have been directed to organizations to assist persons with health challenges. However, 3 years ago, the bank shifted its emphasis towards the re-establishment of the services of the Carlton Home. Roger Duncan, manager of customer care, spoke of the significance of the initiative.
Due to the scale of the problem and the significant amount of resources required, we continue to invite other members of Corporate Grenada to join the efforts of Grenada Cooperative Bank and the Ministry of Health to combat the health challenges arising from substance abuse. Companies that share similar core values and understand the importance of this challenge to continue coming on board. By genuinely giving back to the community, companies benefit further through raising their brand as good corporate citizens, gaining prime exposure, and leveraging strong brand association with a well-established household Pump It Up brand.
The Grenada Cooperative Bank, with a number of business partners, are on a drive to raise $500,000 by the year 2021. The latest benefactors are Body Image Health Club and Wagiti Rental and Sound Company, who, on Wednesday, signed a memorandum of understanding with the bank, both contributing $10,000 each. The Antillean group of companies has increased its contribution from $15,000 to $20,000. So too has Mr. Ronald Hughes of Guardian General Insurance from $15,000 to $20,000. Richard Duncan, Managing Director at Coop Bank, says a lot of good news have derived from the effort.
In 2009 and 2015, we raised awareness for various health charities and made contributions to their causes. The Diabetes Foundation, the Grenada Heart Foundation, the Kidney Foundation, the Cancer Society, the Lupus Foundation, to name a few. However, for the period 2017 to 2021, our focus is on the effects and impact of substance abuse on our population. As such, our contributions and that of our benefactors are going towards the re-establishment of the services once provided by the Carlton Home. At the end of this year's event, the fund would stand at $335,000, moving steadily towards the target of $500,000 by 2021.
The mile walk has moved from $1 per person per mile to $1.50 per mile, and packages for the group of 3 moves from $15 to $20, with the $5 increase going directly towards the Carlton Home Rehabilitation Fund. Representatives from various entities welcomed the initiative and pledged their continued support. The Healthier Lifestyle program, started by the bank in 2008, attracting over 5,000 people over the years. The walk takes place on the Sister Carriacou on April 5th this year and on mainland on April 26th. Christina John, GBN News.
Coming to Grenada.
One of the most spectacular concert events in Christian music. It all happens 7 p.m. Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium.
Featuring 5-time Grammy-nominated and 7-time Dove Award winner Karen Peck and New River.
From the American television show The Voice, it's Emily Ann Roberts.
From Canada, the amazing music from the Chitons.
From the island of Jamaica, the talented and gifted Foster Triplets. Plus, the best of Grenadian gospel artists.
Again, this all happens 7 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium with some of gospel music's finest, Karen Peck and New River,
Emily Ann Roberts,
the Chitons,
the Foster Triplets,
and more.
Tickets sold at all ticket outlets. Proceeds go towards enhancing youth work in Grenada.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatment. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
On the next Beyond the Headlines, the economic impact of the coronavirus as countries around the world shut down their cities, restrict travel, and cancel events. Observers say the global impact of COVID-19 threatens the ECCB's projected growth of 3.3% for 2020. On Monday, our panel of experts will look at the trickle-down effect on the various sectors, including travel and tourism, agriculture, and food security. The economic impact of the coronavirus on the next Beyond the Headlines with host Odette Campbell. Beyond the Headlines, Monday on GBN at 8:35 p.m.
Whenever we're faced with difficulties, we find comfort in those we know and trust. This is especially true when a loved one has died.
Welcome to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
For over 100 years, Otway Bailey Funeral Home has helped families celebrate the lives of their loved ones with compassion and dignity. Our affordability, attention to detail, warm and caring staff has contributed us being the funeral home of choice for official and state funerals. We treat you as we would treat our own family. All of our services are designed to help you get through one of the most personal and challenging stages of life, whether it's planning a funeral, joining our burial society, or pre-arrangements. You can be assured of the Otway Bailey commitment to consistently provide the most caring and professional service possible with the best options and price. So call us 440-2558 or visit our website, otwaybaileyfuneralhome.org.
At Otway Bailey, we offer the perfect tribute any family can afford.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their finance and giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and the programs including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Grenada, 1795. One man with a sense of destiny.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise. Julian Fedor, a Heritage Theatre production, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, 28th and 29th March, 4th and 5th April at the Trade Center.
People was not made to live like this. It's like we have a code.
Julian Fedor, an action-packed historical drama.
I see blood falling from the sky, falling up that mountain river, flowing from Belvedere Hills. I see blood.
4 big nights of theater, the play the nation has been waiting to see, with Sam Ogilvy, Lisa Grappy James, Robert White, Dale Devine, and other top-of-the-line acting talents. Opening Saturday, 28th March. Get your tickets now.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our 2 convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us. Turn up the bass. West Local music play, just cause it. Bass coming from
call on we. We have got nothing to fear. They want we back every year.
Grenada, Carriacou, and PC Martinique, the world at large, Golden Mass is bringing to you the ultimate premium Spice Mass experience. Today with me is our financial partner, Fast Cash Grenada representative, Miss Nicole. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
And we have a mega announcement. At our band launch, March 7th, at Spice Basket, 6 lucky masqueraders will get the opportunity to have their deposits paid by Fast Cash. Yes, I said it. Your deposits will be paid by Fast Cash. I leave it up to Nicole to let you know how that would happen.
All right, thank you again for your warm introduction. And this year, we are proud to announce our partner with Golden Mass, in which we will be offering our lowest rates ever to masqueraders for the carnival festivities. Nice. And to add to that, on the night of the Golden Mass costume launch, we will be doing multiple enter-to-win payments. So we encourage you to come out and to take part in our enter-to-win draw, and you may be just one of the lucky winners to play Mass on the road with Golden Mass compliments Fast Cash.
Did you hear that, guys? Remember, our band launch will feature DJ Kevin Crumb all the way from New York, Dash, Natty and Thunder, and much more entertainment. We will exceed your expectations. Follow us on Instagram at Golden Mass Band, like us on Facebook, Golden Mass Band, or simply log on to our website, www.goldenmassband.com for more info. March 7th, our band launch and party. See you there.
How going on, boy?
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. 22 minutes after 7. Those of you who need to get to work for 8, you have just over 40 minutes, no, I lie, under 40 minutes to do so, to ensure you get to work on time. So hurry. Those of you that probably still having breakfast, just putting on the clothes. Come on, hurry up. All right, this morning, my guest, I have not seen them this morning. So that gives us an opportunity to shed some light and praise some influential women in our lives. 435-2041. This morning, International Women's Day was yesterday. That's March 8th, 2020. And this month, the month of March, is designated Women in History Month. So this morning, while we have an open line segment, I want us to give some praises and thanks to the women who have been influential in our lives over the past years. The women who have carved and molded us into the people we are today, both men and women who have, they've molded men and women. Women who have molded men and women into the people that we are today. So let's call them and give them some praise and recognitions for their influences. 435-2041. You can also type in your commendations to these women on the women. Want to name? I'm gonna start over. You can type in your commendations to these women on the WhatsApp 435-2041. You can also do so on the GBN Television Facebook page and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. Just look for the program and type in your commendations, and I will relay them to our listeners and viewers this morning. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Blossom.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Nice.
Well, my late mom would have influenced my life, and because you know something? She taught me to say the alphabet backwards. I don't know if you can say that. Have a good day now. Bye-bye.
I don't think I could do that, to say the alphabet backward. That is a skill. I'll learn that one. That sounds like a nice challenge I'm willing to take up. Z, Y, X, W. Okay, I'll take some practice. But that's a good challenge. I like that. While we wait on another phone call, or let me check the social media to see if there are any commendations. In the meantime, I want to say a special good morning to my mother. She is a superhero of a woman. She has made me into the woman that I am today. And I have to send thank you to her. She is my best friend. My God, tearing up in the dance now. She is my best friend. She's my sister. She's my mother. She's my father. She's my everything. She's my world. And I want to thank her for all the sacrifices she has made over the years. Continues to make even me in my 30s. She is still there for me. My number one supporter, Mommy. Thank you very much. And on this, the day after International Women's Day, tell you I love you and thank you. Okay, before I start to cry, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just want to say thank you to my mother for supporting me.
What's Mommy's name? Aline. Okay, and where are you calling from? Hello? Butch Grove. Okay, so big up Mommy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, baby, have a good day.
You too.
All right. Big up mommies. Mommies everywhere. Mommies everywhere are some good group of people. You have the one or two that, leave much to be desired, but for the most part, mothers, they have a special strength. Back to the phone lines. Good morning. Morning. How you doing?
Fine.
All right. You want to send some thank yous this morning?
I would like to give my greetings to my grandma. Today is her birthday.
What's grandma's name?
Jenny Moses.
Okay. And what's your name and where you're calling from?
Javid, and I'm calling from Busra, St. Andrews.
Okay, so big up grandma this morning, all right?
Okay.
Have a good day in school.
Honestly.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's right, giving some commendations to the women who have made impacts in our lives. Let's take a quick break. I believe my guest is here. We'll be right back. This is Good Morning Grenada, and once again, special kudos to all the women of Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique, around the Caribbean, around the world. We are a strong group of people. Nobody could do it like the women. I'm saying it now. Guess watch on my side. Aye. Run in, Kwame, run in. We're going to take a quick break and come back inside. This is Good Morning Grenada.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of it, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Easy living should be convenient. With Grenneck, it is. Dial 237 for any Grenada department, or for customer service, streetlight outages, or if it's unsafe to trim a tree near a power line. For streetlights and service issues, please note the pole number. From just about anywhere, you can also check your bill balance and other account information. Just keep your Grenada access number handy. Dial 237 for Grenada. It's that easy. Grenada, energizing our Grenada.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatments. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
On the next Beyond the Headlines, the economic impact of the coronavirus as countries around the world shut down their cities, restrict travel, and cancel events. Observers say the global impact of COVID-19 threatens the ECCB's projected growth of 3.3% for 2020. On Monday, our panel of experts will look at the trickle-down effect on the various sectors, including travel and tourism, agriculture, and food security. The economic impact of the coronavirus on the next Beyond the Headlines with host Odette Campbell. Beyond the Headlines, Monday on GBN at 8:35 p.m.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. I am joined in studio by PRO of the Grenada Athletic Association, Kwame Hippolyte, and he's here this morning to discuss National Champs, which takes place at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium this weekend. Good morning, Kwame.
Hi, good morning, and happy International Women's Day to you and all the wonderful women of Grenada, the world, and so forth, who work really, really hard to ensure that things gets done.
On behalf of all women, I bow this morning. Thank you very much, Kwame. Like I said, you're here to talk about National Champs. Takes place this weekend.
This weekend, time's just going. It seems like just yesterday we had the Kentucky relay meet and some exciting performances coming out of that. And then, this weekend is the National Championships, the annual National Athletics Championship. This year we get some support, a lot of support from Ariza Credit Union, so we're really happy about that. And we're looking forward to athletes coming out to perform, to possibly make themselves available for selection for the character team, as well as many of the other regional teams that and for competitions that we're going to have for this year. So it's this Saturday at the National Stadium from 10 o'clock. We're looking to go up to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So it's a packed day.
From 10 to 7:30, that's a lot.
That's a lot of track and field. Because we're talking finals with some time finals and so field events, the jumps, a lot of jumps, as well as you have the relays that we throw in there.
Okay, who are some of the competitors you were expecting?
Well, we're looking at the competitors from the clubs as well as some of the schools, and most of them that competed at the relay meet. And what we know, obviously the oftentimes the better known names, the Jared Sylvester, Johnny Thomas. We talking about Tegan, and so there's a few of the good names already. You would have seen, like for example, I think at GBSS Sports, Tegan ran on the 50 seconds in the 400 meters, ran 48 something. Right. So in all, there would be some excellent performances that will be coming from the athletes.
The events that we have for such a packed day, I'm assuming you have all-man jack.
Yes, everything hitting it very hard on Saturday. We're going to start off with some of the sprint events, the track events, and then we're going to mix in some of the throws. I think in the throws, the throws are going to be very competitive. The javelin under 20, under 17 male, the shot put for females, I think will be very competitive, and we're going to see some really, really good performances coming out from the athletes. In addition to that, we have the jumps, the high jump, long jump, triple jump, all mixed in on the day, and then to cap it off at the end of the day, we're going to end with some 4x1s and as well as some the 4x4s. So the mixture of events for one day is a lot, all right? And within all of the competition, we're going to be having a group of athletes. 2 athletes will be competing in the multi events, and they're going to be doing a combination of events over the one day, right? They're going to be doing 8 events over the one day for the male. So there's a lot of track and field.
Coming off of, like you said, KFC Relay Meet, we also had a few schools that have been holding their sports meet. We have Intercall coming up. There must be a few races that you think would be or create that excitement, maybe more competitive.
Well, I think the 400 meters, on the 20 mile, the 400 meters under 17 mil. I think we're going to see some really good performances there. If Tegan ran, let's say 48, 49 at his sports, imagine when he gets the competition, the added competition, they're going to really push him. So I think the 400s will be very competitive. There's a young lady, her name eludes me now. She's in the 400 meter. I think she's under 17 this year. I think the 400 is going to be really, really competitive. And some of the distance races are going to be competitive. So I think those events on the track will be competitive. The jumps, I think the long jump, male and female, would also create some excitement.
What has National Champs done for our athletes over the years? What platform has this provided for them?
Well, National Champs is like the springboard. It's a meet that, as the Athletic Association, we are compelled to host every year. When we report to the IWF, we have to report when we had our National Champs and send the results. And those results, those performances at National Champs are the springboard, as I said, to greater things. First things first, for the junior athletes is the Character Games, which will be held in Bermuda over the Easter weekend, right? And we know we are looking for the top performance, the top junior athletes, not only in Grenada, but will be persons who are in school in the United States and so forth, based in the United States and other Caribbean countries. They are up for possible selection too for the team. So the standards would have been out, so the athletes know what's expected of them on the day. So they're expected to come to perform. In addition to that, for the senior athletes and so forth, it's competition for them, yes, but also the possibility for selection on other regional teams. So this year we have the OECS games. So National Champs is basically the selection meet for many of the other meets.
The performances in field events, the improvement over there. I always like to zero in on field events. I don't know why. I think I have an affinity for them. Maybe I said maybe don't get as much exposure, I would say, as the track athletes. How have that improvement been in the field events?
Well, we cannot stop talking about the improvement. It's been a massive improvement over, and I would say massive and gradual improvement over the years, and it speaks to the kind of work that the coaches are putting in within that area. I think too, the scouting for talent would have been good in that a lot of persons would have gravitated to the event, as well as the coach would have gone out there, see the talent, and encourage them in the sport and genuinely encourage them. And to some extent, I think they would have benefited from the training, and they continue that level of motivation. Oftentimes, the athletes in the field, they do not get that much attention as a man running on the track. Even though the performances in the field might be outshining those on the track. And I think it's just the perception that we had over the years, I'm faster than you. That kind of thing, as opposed to I can throw for you, I'm stronger than you. Right. So it's that the hype that the general public would place around the events on track. And I think it's more because they are the forefront. That's why we see that kind of disparity in the kind of support that the field event athletes. And oftentimes you'll hear them speak about it. Right. I think I was looking at I missed the relay meets, the live relay meets, so I had to catch it online. And I looked at the comments on the live feed. And I think Anderson was there, made a comment on that he would like to get the results of the field events, because they were not getting that. It was just to focus on the track. So that happens. I think even actually at one point in time in his life, he felt he was a 100-meter runner, because that's where the attention was being placed.
I agree. So I can see it happening. Over the years, we've seen the onset of a number of track and field clubs. Yeah. How has that helped in improving our athletes, knowing that they have that consistency of training and maybe the individual attention that they would need?
Yeah, the clubs basically they're the ones now at the forefront, especially in the whole climate that we're in, doing the work and working with athletes. They are the ones that are going out there to raise the funds, get the monies, and invest in the individual athletes at the grassroots and the club level. So they are the ones in the field, shaping, molding the talent, and then showing that the athletes are able to come out there and perform. They also do a lot of facilitating of those. From our point of view, what we would like to see is that not that we have more clubs, but we have more organized clubs that can, be sustainable in the benefits that can be derived for the athletes in the sport of track and field.
Speaking of clubs, there are a number. I have friends who have children who are athletes, and sometimes you hear them talking about they're not sure which club to put their child in. What are some of the things you think parents should look for when deciding which club would best fit the needs of my athlete child?
And that's right true. I would my remarks will be based on right true. And you'll find that throughout. Some clubs are stronger in some areas. You have clubs that are more consistent right through in all of the events. So first things first would be the interest of the child. Because it does not make a sense putting the child in a track club where they would have the club basically performs and so forth better in let's say the sprints, but the child on the throw. Right. So it first have to come down to the background of the club. Then, to some extent, the organization of the club, the level of organization, the structure of the club, and what the athlete wants to get from the sport. In addition to that, you would have to also look at the personalities and the qualification of the persons within the club. So there are a number of factors. Persons, I would advise a person to check it out, audit and so forth before making that final decision. And most important, especially in Grenada, you have to take in consideration location, distance from you to the training center and so forth. So all of that have to be taken in consideration. Because I know persons who would prefer to be in an ex club, but because of their location, right? You can't even leave St. Andrews to come to, let's say, St. Granans to be a member of a club. So all of that, have taken consideration. And that's why I said the important thing is that consistency within the club, where we have a club that can cater for all athletes, and that we can attract persons within that field and young coaches and so forth that can ensure that we have that balance, so that throughout athletes can be able to get at any level within the clubs.
How or what role has the GAA played over the years in
helping our clubs and by extension our athletes limit the amount of injuries they sustain on the track. That has long been a concern. Every sporting event you see students falling down by the finish line, maybe even before they finish a race.
Yeah.
How does the GA, or what role the GA plays in ensuring that that is brought down to a hopefully zero occurrences?
Well, one of the things that we focus on, the main thing is that we believe that once you have the trained personnel that are able to write programs, have programs that would assist in ensuring that the athletes are trained in a scientific way, that's important, because the training for a coach, you go through everything, sports, a bit of the sports medicine, you do some injury and so forth, injury prevention and so. So first of all, we have not done much in the last year or so because of the limit that the IWF would have placed, and let me correct myself, World Athletics would have placed on in terms of training for our coaches. But we have worked through the Coaches Association in terms of little refreshers. So whenever a coach would go out, they would have a refresher with everybody. So that's one of the areas, and also just general training. Whenever we have sports medicine workshops and so forth, we're going to direct it to the coaches so that they can attend and develop on themselves.
You mentioned World, and that jogged my memory about the threat of coronavirus. We have a number of regional, international track and field events. The Olympics comes to mind as well. We also have CARIFTA, as you mentioned, OECS Games. Has the GA thought about its plan to protect our athletes in the event that there's an outbreak in the region? And well, there's one around the world, as a matter of fact, to ensure that our athletes are not exposed.
Well, we've been working with the many of the international bodies, the World Athletics, even the OECS countries, in terms of what's going to happen if and when that we have many those increased cases within the Caribbean. I know, for instance, a number of the events would have been they start cancelling and so forth because of the nature of it. Just on the weekend, I think the marathon, one of the marathons had to be cancelled. So that kind of advice that we're working with. Once it is called, then we take the necessary steps. We're going to be actually meeting tomorrow to discuss the plans for CARIFTA in specifics now, and that's one of the things that we're going to touch on in terms of if our athletes are going out there on the Easter weekend, what are we going to be doing to ensure that they are safe, and the teams for the rest of the year. But so far we've been working with the advice of our international and regional bodies, as well as we will definitely have some level of collaboration with the Ministry of Health when that happens.
Okay. All right, and back to, I know I strayed, but back to why you're here. National champs, remind us of the important details: time, place, who competing, what we can expect the level of competition you're expecting as well.
Well, we can definitely expect our local clubs and schools. Actually, we have some athletes that will be definitely coming out of St. Vincent to see if they can hit their qualification standard for the CARIFTA Games. In addition to that, it would be, we have a number of the athletes from the private primary school who just had their meet last week, will be competing at national champs. So it's those athletes competing. It's this Saturday from 10 o'clock. Admission is only $10. $10 to enter the National Stadium, the Kerani James Athletic Stadium, for a day of track and field, exciting track and field, from the first event with the multi-event people taking the track in the hurdles in the first event down to the final relay, the 4x400 meters. At the end of the day, we're looking to crown the best team to be champion. The defending champion is St. David's Track Blazers, and just last year they had it hard because South City Rising Stars did put up a really good fight for the championship. So we're looking at, that's the kind of competition, that's the kind of we're looking at on Saturday. It's National Championship, National Athletics Championship. We thank Ariza for being on board, ensuring that we provide the avenue for young people to display their talent.
Thank you very much for passing through. We bouncing.
No problem, yeah.
Thank you so much, Kwame, for passing through. Keep it locked when we come back. I'm going to give you maybe about 5 minutes or so to continue sending your commendations to the strong women in your lives. I realize a lot of people were waiting for the opportunity by the way the phones have been ringing. Stick and stay. This is Classic and the GBN. We'll be right back.
EC Polymer Notes, our new money.
Here's how you can detect genuine EC polymer notes. Feel. Polymer notes feel smoother than the material from which paper notes are made. Also, the front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you. Look. Look for the clear window at the front and back of each note. This window allows you to see through the notes. If you hold the notes up to the light, you'll see the value of the note in an area of plain colored print. Tilt. A holographic foil is on the $100, $50, and $20. The images move and their colors change when you tilt the notes. Remember, detecting genuine EC polymer notes is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Feel, look, and tilt.
EC Polymer Notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Part of our social media revamp, the GBN is committed on providing accurate information by just one click through our social media platforms. You can now follow our Facebook page at GBN Television, together with our sister stations Classic FM Grenada and Hot FM Grenada. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grenada Broadcasting Network. They say one picture is worth 1,000 words. Now you have the opportunity to follow us on Instagram at GBN_news and our newly added WhatsApp feature to our news and current affairs department on telephone number 473-405-3052. GBN, with you, anywhere, everywhere.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Stomp out careless or intentional bushfires, dead out. Youths, hunters, smokers, let's prevent bushfires. Here's why.
Yeah, bushfires. The shoreline's wet, crops should be bushfires. Can't eat the food, scarcity, threatened biodiversity, cause water shortage, water calamity. Bushfires, watersheds deplete, water quality, threaten property, life and security. Bushfires set intentionally, water insanity.
Bushfires can cost millions in losses annually.
Welcome back, 435-2041. If there are any women that you want to give commendations this morning, send up big hugs and kisses for them and let the world know how influential they have been in your lives. 435-2041 is the number to do so. You can also send in your commendations on the GBN Television Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, or the WhatsApp. It's also 435-2041 is the number. And type in your questions. Do not voice or video call the WhatsApp. We can't take those calls. Type your commendations. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to tell you, I was 90 years when Tuesday.
Well, happy belated birthday. Congratulations, 90 years.
Yeah, from Miss Regis at Granba.
Miss Regis in Granbra.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wish you many, many more birthdays, Miss Regis.
Yes, thank you, darling.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Continue the celebrations all now.
Yes, and I'm watching you every day.
Oh, well, look, this wave is just for you.
Yes, and I will send this to you.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye-bye. 90 years is definitely an achievement and an accomplishment. So congratulations and happy belated birthday once again. 435-2041. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the line. Nenny from Paul.
Good morning.
Yeah, Nenny from Paul.
Nenny from Paul's?
That's right. He's coming from Carrickwood. Let's take all for himself. Back to you on the air.
Thank you very much. I love back to you on the air. I think that's how we'll call Mr. Bidu. Back to you on the air. 435-2041, sending some commendations to all the women who have influenced us. Good morning. I want to send special commendations to my mother. She has been my best friend for... Oh, that's like mine. She has been my best friend all my life. Mommy, without you, I wouldn't be half the person that I am today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love from your daughter Alice. So Alice isn't my mommy name, but commendations to Alice's mommy. Back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Morning, Blossom. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Fine. I'm not calling to, what should I say, to big up anyone personally, but the challenge you had this morning by saying the alphabet backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody challenged me many years ago when I was a little girl. There was a man called Bobby. He used to be walking the streets, but they said he was a headmaster, but I don't know what went wrong, but he used to be walking around. And he came to our house. As a little girl, he asked me he challenged me rather, if I knew the alphabet backwards, but I didn't know it. So he said, no, that made me go and learn the alphabet backwards. And with the hope that he would pass by one day and I would be able to say it to him. But he never did. And so that stuck in my head all those years. So as I heard the man challenge you this morning, I said to myself, that was a challenge for me many years ago as well.
Could you still remember it backward?
Oh, yes, I could. I learned it in parts, so it would be easier for me. ZYXWVUT. SRQPONMLKJISGFEDCB. So I was able to learn that as a little girl, and it still remains with me up to today.
Nice. Well, I'll try and do that. Learn it in parts.
In parts.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, and happy belated International Women's Day.
Yes, my sister's birthday was yesterday,
Well, happy belated special birthday.
I sent her greetings already, so I wouldn't bother today.
No problem.
Okay,
have a good one.
Bye. Good.
That's definitely a challenge. Seriously, I would definitely try to learn the alphabet backward. I like it. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay, and all the best with all the women today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wonder, that lady that just spoke about the man Bobby, I remember him was a old headmaster, but he had a mental challenge that is in the late 60s when we used to go to school in town. And lots of school children used to tease him and run because he was running after you. By the breakfast shed, he always by the breakfast shed in the market. I remember him good.
Well, I'm glad he was memorable to a lot of people.
Yeah, Bobby. All school children in his late 60s and 70s know him.
Okay.
There was a few of them, Bobby, Chip, Woody, Nita. A good few of them. Red Hands used to be by where they, and in the corner of Grand Street, in a little house by where the credit union was. And they had Walter Doon used to be staying in a place right by where Angel Hopspan house used to be. Wadinida used to picking up all the onions and all them things in the garbage bin and putting it out on the wall in the market and selling it. It was fun.
I'm glad you have that memory.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. right, thank you guys so much. Once again, happy International Women's Day, happy Women in History Month for the month of March. It's time to get ready to join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Keep it locked to Classic 105.5, 105.9, GBN channels 7, 11, and 20. Stay with us. BBC is up next.